Hey guys, welcome to a beautifully rainy Thursday. The only part that's not beautiful is the wind. I pretty much like all weather. I love sun, I love rain. I even love snow at, certain points in the year. But wind is not my thing. But it is raining and our city needs rain so bad. There's been so many grass fires throughout the city in the last couple of weeks. So I'm glad it's raining and it's a good day to just relax, right? Chill, hang out inside, read a good book. So I got a few things going on today. A few things throughout this video that I want to take you along for, including organizing my bookshelf. It is about time. I've been meaning to do this for months and it will happen in the next few days. The first thing I'm currently working on is creating a summer school plan for myself. I think that video should already be up. I'm gonna film it later today, so it'll be up before this one, but I'm excited to be intentional with learning new things, learning deeper this summer. So this is my notebook that I have my DIY literature degree information in, and going to be having all my summer school information in. So I'm just working on finishing that. And then this afternoon I'm going to be working on creating a TBR jar. I printed the paper slips for it already. I'm going to be using my paper cutter to help me out. But, where are the papers? I am not the only person that has ever done this. I have seen this idea multiple places online. Lots of people have TBR jars. I have never, to my knowledge, done it so that I have all the books that I own in a TBR jar, but that is going to be changing now. And I am doing what a number of people have done, and I'm doing different pieces of paper representing different colors. So Emily Fox did this last year or the year before, and I have seen that Emma from her channel is Emmy, is doing it this year, and it just felt like this was the time for me to do it. My life in general, but especially my life in general, and also my reading life. I can't do the same thing for too long. Like, I need change. I thrive on change. So I'm going to be creating a TBR jar, and you'll probably notice in a few months I won't be using it, but it will work really well for me for a season. And that is like everything in my life, even my Bible reading. 1 year I'll do a read through the Bible in a year plan, and then like at the beginning of this year I was focusing on the Gospels for the first few months. Now I'm sitting in Acts, and I like to switch things up. I like change. So I'm just saying I'm going to be creating a TBR jar, but it's not going to be forever. But I've printed out like all the books that I own, kind of. Some of them I have just written a series on the slip, and then when I pull that series out, if it's not the last book in the series, it will go back in after, and then I'll just read the next book in a series, because I didn't want to put in, all 5 books in a series and then pull out book number 3, if that makes sense. And there was a couple of times where I just wrote an author. So the reason I'm excited about this is because this is going to be showcasing the books that are on my physical shelves to read, but also my ebooks. And I have organized it. Let's see how I have it here. So there's not a whole lot of variation in the color. It might not even come through on camera, but I kind of wanted it to be fairly neutral in color. This is a brownish color. This is the brownest of the brown that I have, I think. And these are all my classics. So the physical ones and my ones I have currently on an e-reader, they're the brown color. And, well, actually this is more of a brown. So this is the light brown. This is an actual brown. These are fantasy and science fiction. There's also like a lot of books have some crossover, so I just picked a genre for it to go in. I did not make a middle grade genre, so they're kind of scattered throughout. And if it's like fantasy but classics. Sometimes it's on classics, sometimes it's in fantasy. If it's classic but nonfiction, sometimes it's in my nonfiction, sometimes it's in my classics. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. This darkish blue, is mystery, suspense, espionage, thriller one. Then I've got like a very, very light blue. This is nonfiction. Yeah, I also might have put some of these just in the wrong spots too. Definite possibility. Then this one, which is more of a cream, very light brown, is contemporary. The smallest of my pages for sure. This one only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on it, although some of them are series. And then this one, which is a speckled color, is my historical. And some of these are like a classic that was written a long time ago, like Betsy Tacy, and some of them are, most of them were written more modern and are written about history. But like I said, yeah, some of them could have definitely been in a bunch of different genres, at least 2, sometimes 3. I'm going to be cutting these up in the next while and putting them into a jar. I'll see how big of a jar I need once they're all cut up. And I'm excited about this because I think it'll help me just to focus on some of the books that I want to be reading that I just avoid for various reasons. It's also a really good way for me to remember my ebooks. So there is that. And then currently I'm only truly reading one book. I am reading Sanditon by Jane Austen. I have about 20 pages left, a little less than 20 pages left. It is about 50 pages in this edition, and it's an unfinished story by Jane Austen. So far out of her shorter works, so like Lady Susan is short but complete. The Watsons is short but incomplete. Then we've got Sanditon. So far I'm enjoying this one the least. It feels the least like fleshed out. It's a little bit more confusing. There are a few funny things like she had been suffering much from the headache, and 6 leeches a day for 10 days together relieved her so little that we thought it right to change our measures. Yeah, no doubt. Seems like a good idea. So there's some funny things throughout here, even things that are some medical things and other things, but not overly enjoying it. And then I'm kind of reading a historical fiction. I've read the first chapter and have like flip-flopped as to whether or not I'm officially reading the book. It's called By the Moonlight, maybe? And it has really good reviews on Goodreads, so I should give it more of a chance. I think it's dual timeline. The first chapter that I've read is present day, and this woman her grandmother's house is kind of being subdivided, her land and stuff, and there's a bunch of racehorses buried in the ground. And then I think we're gonna flip back in history. I don't know, the first chapter didn't grip me, but this is one of the number of books that I have from NetGalley from a long time ago that I have not reviewed. That's another part where this will be good because all my NetGalley books are on here, and sometimes I am interested in a book when I request it, but when it comes time to read it, I'm not so interested. So I'll probably read a little bit more of that book and go from there. So welcome to another reading vlog slash TBR jar creation vlog slash bookshelf organization vlog. My downstairs bookshelf, after I made it last year, I threw the books on and fully intended to like actually go through and organize them, and have not yet. And it's pretty much exactly a year, so it's about time that I go and do that.
Gets me almost every time in the midst of summer, watching it in full bloom. always makes me wonder when we were just kids, bare feet on warm asphalt. We held our dreams within our hands. It happens every time, I wonder how. But I can see my life so clearly now. Dared ourselves away from home, further out each passing day.
Okay, I got all the books cut out, and now it's time to fold them.
Gravel road towards the sea. I blink and I remember you, you and me, you and me. It happens every time, I wonder how.
Okay, I'm going to fold these while I try to chat a little bit. I'm not overly good or even any good at multitasking. Talking and doing something at the same time is nearly impossible for me, but we'll see if I can get this done. So last night I started reading 2 different books. I started one and then I started falling asleep. So then I was like, oh, I'll try another one. And then I started falling asleep. That has nothing to do with the book itself. That has, I'm pretty sure there's like something in my family. A bunch of us just fall asleep really easily. I don't keep sleeping very well all night, but the process of falling asleep, it takes me like 10 seconds at night. So trying to stay awake when I'm reading in the evening is kind of impossible. So I don't think this is due to the books. First of all, I started trying to read The Man Who Was Thursday. This one I don't really understand what's happening. I'm pretty sure it wasn't just because I was tired. Pretty sure it's also the book or the beginning of the book. I did underline one thing. Yet these new women would always pay to a man the extravagant compliment which no ordinary woman ever pays to him, that of listening while he is talking. I don't really know anything that's happening here yet, so I can't really say anything. And then I got to page 6 of Dear Mr. Knightley. So this is a Daddy Longlegs retelling, which I love that classic book. And so this main character, her name is Sam. She was in a foster home, group home type situation, and this guy offered to pay for her to go to, I think it's to get her master's in this book. But she has to write, this guy who's gonna go by Mr. Knightley, she has to write him updates on how things are going. And I think she's going for journalism, possibly. And yeah, because I know how Daddy Longlegs ends, I'm assuming this is going to end the same way, but I'm curious to see how it is. I mean, obviously way too early. I've read 5 pages. Way too early to say anything at this point, but yeah, started it, fell asleep. Story of my life. And then also my iron has been really low, like for the last while. It often is, but then that attributes to me just being really tired. The iron, your regular iron levels are supposed to be between 20 and 300. Those are like normal. And then if it's below 15, it's low. And mine, the last it was taken was 6. And so it doesn't feel like the numerous iron pills that I am taking are really helping. So we'll see. I will probably get blood work done again at some point here. So that just attributes to my tiredness. Then this morning I started Wildflower Pages. Started rereading this. This I shared about in my summer school plan. It is one of the poetry books I want to read. I am taking out my old tabs and I'm going to be putting in new ones. I haven't started putting these in because I just barely found them. But oh, I love this poetry collection. My favorite one so far is Following His Steps. Make your plans, fellow dreamer, but don't set them in stone, for the steps he has determined and written into your story often lead far away from the course you imagined. That is, yeah, just good life knowledge, right? Like totally all over, but especially right now, that feels very applicable. So definitely going to be putting a tab in there. And I found out as I've been editing the summer school video that she came out with another book last January. Can't remember what it's called right now. Something about prayers? Outdoor prayers? Maybe? Definitely. I'm like probably going... There's kids outside on the trampoline. That's the screams. In case it sounds violent through here. It's not. It's happy. I'm probably gonna buy that book for myself for my birthday, honestly. Whatever it was called, because I just love her poetry and it has inspired me. It brings out the desire once again to write poetry. So I will probably pull out my poetry notebook that I've been working on for years and just, you know, gonna do it in seasons. Probably pull that out this weekend. There was another book. Oh, it was the Practical Cats, Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats Poems by T.S. Eliot. That also made me want to write poetry. I don't really know why. I didn't really enjoy the poems or anything, but I don't know. I have this weird conundrum, I don't know the right word, where it's like I would like to write, but I struggle with making time to do so. Maybe it's like the ADHD procrastinator, instant gratification. I always find something else to do instead. I would love to just be like, no, I'm going to spend even like 15 minutes every day just unplugged with notebook in hand with the intention of writing or thinking about writing. But it doesn't happen, at least not as a consistent routine. Maybe as a I'll do it for a week or something, and I think I'd like to change that. Maybe I should write that in my birthday goals. I always make a goal list around my birthday, and I'm starting mine. I think it has 2 things on it and I don't remember what they are. What are they? Oh, one of them is to summer school myself, okay. And the other one is to go snowshoeing. So I'm gonna write routine writing time. I'll try to figure out what I mean by that yet, but that'll be one of my goals for this next year. I always was kind of inspired by the fact that I believe, if my knowledge is correct, that Sally Clarkson didn't publish her first book until she was 40, and she's published so many. She's 70 or 71 now, and I was always like, well, I'm not 40 yet, it's okay, I got time. And because I'm turning 40 next year, now I'm like, oh, I don't like to be the kind of person that says they're going to do things or says they want to do things and then doesn't do them. I mean, I can't do everything that I say I'm going to do or want to do. But like, for instance, when we were adopting, so many people said, oh, I would love to do that, but then don't actually do that. I am generally a doer. And because I keep saying and thinking that I want to write and publish something, I want to actually do it. So I gotta get on this. This is my like self-imposed goal of publishing something before 41. Before 40 would even be better. Oh my goodness, there's so many of these to fold. Once I have an idea of how much space this is going to take up, I will find a jar. I have a bunch of jars that could work. It's actually not going to take up that much space. So yeah, I'll grab a jar here soon. Other than that, I don't have much for plans for today, so I will fold a bunch of these Need to get some groceries yet? Just that kind of stuff. Good morning, welcome to the juiced morning. Oh my goodness, a cat just came out from underneath my bed. That freaked me out. I did not realize he was in here. I'm just gonna let him out. The juice tastes a little bit too much like celery to be great, but the other stuff tones down the celery taste a bit, so it's not too bad. I finished folding all my little TBR papers. I thought they would take up more space than they're going to. So I got a jar. That's going to be too big, but I wanted one that my hand could fit in and look decent. I honestly probably could have fit them all into a jar this size, but that just seems too piddly. And I want to be able to shake it up. So I'm actually going to throw these all in here. And then, oh yeah, they're not going to take up much space at all. Interesting, because there's a decent amount of books here, but I have done a really good job of making sure I don't have too many unread books. Yesterday I read, I don't know how far, 50 plus pages into Dear Mr. Knightley. Yeah, that's what it's called. And I'm not feeling it. Because it's a library book, I tend to give up on them easier if I'm not enjoying a book. And I just don't really like our main character. She annoys me. So I'm not gonna read that one. So I thought we could pick a book. The only thing is I'm not going to pick this color, which is the, what is this? The dark, between the beige and the brown, because these are my classics and I am very slowly trying to read Man Who Was Thursday. I read like 2 pages yesterday. So maybe I should have made these bigger. Maybe I made them too small. Yeah, I need to spend some time actually reading in this video this weekend here yet. Get these all in here, and then I thought we could pick my first book. We'll put the lid on, shake it, and it will decide for me what, oh, I'm sitting on another one. This will decide what I'm going to read next. I do like that I can shake it with this amount in here. Okay. So not the one that's between brown and beige. That's that color, isn't it? So not that one. Maybe you should have differentiated between the colors a bit. That's the same color. That's beige. Okay, what's this one say? Can you read it? Facing the Dawn. Okay, I picked this out for my Read Your Bookshelf challenge a couple months ago and I didn't read it. I read a different one instead. I will grab it. I don't know where it is. Somewhere on my shelf. I'm guessing it's in here somewhere. In the back. Oh yeah, back here. So this is one of my few contemporary slips. The like more beige is contemporary, which I've actually really been in the mood for. Ever since I read Tea with Elephants last month, I've been wanting to read more. So this one, I did a try chapter. The first chapter was really good. Our main character, her name is Mara, I think, because it means bitterness. Yes, it is. And her husband is in Africa digging wells, and he's been there for 3 years. I don't know if he's come back at all. Like, does he come home for Christmas? And her life is like falling apart. She's got these teenage kids that are kind of all acting out in their own way, and she's kind of single parenting it. And I'm very curious to see where this goes. Who's it by? Right, I don't know how to say her last name. I don't think I've ever read anything by her. I think I just randomly bought this from Book Outlet a couple years ago. So I don't know. I'm very curious. The writing at the beginning was really good. Our main character is kind of, oh, and then I think she didn't get laid off. I think she has to take on more work. Yes, so she's talking, I think it's her boss. Chuck, I know we've been shorthanded, but I have kids who are demented. I know. I was going to say needy, but whatever. So yeah, okay. I could go for this today. This is such a good pick. Yay for the TBR jar. It's working out for me. Oh, and we're also going to organize my bookshelves today, hopefully. Here are my current bookshelves. Weird empty space there and weird empty space there for a cat to go into. The top row used to have more of my unread books, but I've been slowly moving those upstairs onto my shelf that I normally film by. And my big thing is over here, I've got my Agatha Christie, my Ellen Montgomery, my classics, except when the sun sets, these get some sun and I don't want them fading more than they already have. So I want to move these probably over here somewhere. I'm not sure. These ones I think I'm going to move over here. They're my like fantasy and science fiction. And then we've got like mystery suspense type stuff. I don't really care if those fade. And then maybe I'll put some stuff on the top. I don't know, it's just rearranging time. My non-fiction, some of my non-fiction is there. That's kind of also too full. So, and I want to arrange things by color-ish and genre-ish. Yeah, it's going to be a work in progress. I don't know if I'm going to get it done in this video or not. There's a balloon hiding up there because Tolkien has decided he likes to pop them and eat them. So that's hiding. And oh, this book nook Holly made for me years ago on my birthday, many years ago, a cactus that looks terrible and will never die. It just lives forever. So if you guys have input into how I should organize the shelves, especially as I go and stuff, let me know. I mean, it's taken me a whole year to work up the energy to reorganize this again, but hopefully it won't take as long next time. But no promises.
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden, 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 golden things. Mountain laurel high fives for miles in spring. Rainbow trout and a hummingbird wing. Golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things. Gold hair, gold rings, gold leaves, gold anything, golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things. Walk up the river by my son. Feet step over splinters of the moon. Golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things. Gold birds, gold string, gold words, gold anything, golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things. Golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things.
I remember years ago, something missing in my soul. Chasing highs, yet always feeling low. I remember how you looked, one hello and I was hooked. Found the missing piece that made me whole. True love don't come round very often. It's like sunshine after the rain. But you know the moment it happens, everything will be okay. I hope I'm not coming on too strong, but you feel like fate.
up finishing Facing the Dawn yesterday, so we get to use the TBR jar and pull out another book. That was very successful. So once again, I'm going to not pull out a classic because I still haven't read any more of my classic, but I want to pick out another book. Let's get this lid off. So I will not grab a slip if it's a classic color. This one I think is the classic variety. That is different. Okay, this one is not. Let's see if we can focus. Focus. Okay, what is this one? Oh, perfect. Okay, Guardian. Let's grab that. That's on my TBR cart. Was hoping to read it this month. Anyway, this is working out so well. This is a really good system for me right now. There it is, waiting for me. Love this cover. Excited to finish this series out. I do also own the ebook if I want to go that route. That helps my top of my TBR cart, which was my TBR for the month plus a few other books, get a little bit smaller. Okay, I'm going to give an updated bookshelf tour at the end of this video. I didn't feel very good yesterday, later afternoon and evening, so took it easy. Finished this entire book. I have a bunch of dog-eared spots in here and underlined a bunch of things. Lots of trigger warnings in here. Death and suicide. And at the beginning, our character is going through so much stuff, I almost put it down. But I ended up giving it 5 stars. Very well done. Lots of themes of redemption and grace and sorrow and pain and love. So it's very heavy, but very, very well done. If you can get through the heaviness, I would recommend it. So it's funny that this got chosen considering like how few contemporary books were in my TBR jar. The first book I picked was a contemporary, or after a few classics. I am making my way through The Man Who Was Thursday. I don't know, I feel like I'm just gonna talk about this when I'm done because I don't think I'll be able to form thoughts till after. And then I'm reading Guardian. Really realizing that I need to read book series fairly quickly. I need to stop starting series until they're finished or almost finished because I'm on page 45 and I just don't remember what's happened because it's been over a year since I read book 2 and there isn't enough reminders. And our main character, who doesn't really have a name because she's just one of many recorders and she's never chosen a name really, she has this love interest that I don't want to really say the name, I guess. I don't know, is it a spoiler? I don't know. She calls him my and then his first name. That would be like if I always thought of and called my husband my Jared. And that just, it's uncomfortable. It makes me a little weird. So yeah, that part is annoying me on top of not really remembering what's going on. But I loved book 1, so I'm going to keep trying here. I'm kind of going to end the video here, other than I want to give you a tour of the bookshelf. I mostly have it how I want it, other than there's still some books that are books I have not read that I want to bring up here that I don't have space for. I need to organize my TBR shelf here as well, I think, and then maybe move those up here. That is probably what I'm going to do in the next few weeks. So yeah, let's show you my bookshelf. Okay, here are the completed bookshelves. Way up over there, those are my books that will eventually go upstairs, so I didn't really change anything there. I guess I didn't really change the top 2 shelves here either. I have my Spurgeon sermons and This Gathering Storm by Churchill. Haven't read those yet. Then I have some short stories, my Austin Kleon books, and some personality test stuff. I've got my poetry books, my manga, and book love, some random stuff on the right side there. Then we have my very small historical fiction plus Queen Victoria, which is not fiction but is historical. Nice small little section there with space for Tolkien. Then moving across here we have my fantasy and science fiction, which I mostly did in kind of color order, except I kept the series together. And then on the bottom here we've got my classics. This is the majority of my read classics, once again in color kind of order, with my Jane Austen on the side here and my Macmillan Collector's Edition. I like organizing in color order when possible because it just makes it less busy for the eye, and I personally prefer it. Then we've got my L.M. Montgomery section. We've got most of my Anne books here. I do not have my full Anne series down here because that's currently upstairs, but I have all my other L.M. Montgomery books here right now. I think this is all the other ones I own. It's a nice little collection, and this is just one of my absolute favorite covers, hence why I put that one out. This is tea that a subscriber sent me from Anne of Green Gables. It's pretty cool. There's no tea in it anymore. Now it's just a container. The tea was very good. Next is my small Tolkien collection. Multiple people in the house have different editions of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings elsewhere in the house, but these ones are mine. Actually, this one's not mine. This one I kind of just stole. Not even sure she realizes it's here. Then a little bit of Sherlock, followed by a lot of Agatha Christie. No wonder she sold so many books. She wrote so many books, and there's so many different editions. I have a lot of hers. Moving up, this is my Christian fiction section. Some of it's historical, some of it's contemporary, some of it's actually a dual timeline, and this elephant made out of banana leaves that I got in Uganda. A couple classic books that didn't fit on my classics shelf, so I just snuck them in there. And then we've got my Christian nonfiction, once again categorized by color. This does not include my homeschool books. They could go here, but I have them on a different bookshelf. I didn't really make any changes to my Sanderson books. A couple of them are not here right now because they're being read or about to be read, so I didn't want to mess with that too much. And then the very top, like I said, those are my unread classics, and then my mystery suspense books ended up fitting on the very, very top. Other than Mrs. Polifax, I haven't added to them a whole lot in the last while, so I'm okay with them being way up there. And then, of course, still a space there for Tolkien. And that is my currently finished bookshelf. I mean, as I read books, I bring them down here and things will move around, but it feels much more organized and useful now, so I'm thankful I finally did this. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this video.